People deluded, I'm back again.
Come on, Ian. Man. Come on.
People deluded, I'm back again. Thank you very much for tuning back in each and every time. First things first, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and in some cases, good night. I hope everyone's doing well and safe. I hope everyone's blessed. I hope everyone's in good spirits. I hope everyone's had a fantastic weekend. And I hope this week is filled with, first and foremost, for you and your loved ones, continued or better health. Second, all that stuff is concerned. I hope you will reach them, and myself included. If you're on YouTube, please hit the like button. If you're on Twitch, keep doing what you're doing on that topic. Twitch gang, it's appreciative, you know, especially if you're United fans, because I've been just getting onto you lot for an hour or so in it. So yeah, big up the Twitch gang, big up them for, because we was there at 10 a.m. We're here now. Next live bit of content will be 4:30. We'll be playing Football Manager. Do not forget, Tuesday, Wednesday is Champions League. We'll be doing Champions League watch-alongs half an hour before kickoff. Thursday, I would say Europa League. If there's a Europa League game at 5:45, I guess we'll watch it. But it's Chelsea, Man United, so we'll be doing one for that. So yeah, man, the bare content, whether it's footy talks, whether it's collaborative pieces, I'm trying to get, I don't want to say too tough, but I'm trying to see what I can do in terms of collabs this week for you lot. And then obviously there's that in it. So yeah, big up you lot. And again, a special good morning to Arsenal fans. This winning stuff, I could get used to it. Hey, man, if only we could play United and Chelsea every week, innit? Xhaka packing both midfields, Odegaard doing his thing, the Haaland demon showing these fake other youngsters how to do it. They're both fan bases shutting the hell up, especially United fans. You know, I got brethrens and cousins and whatnot that United fans, and they're very vocal. So to see them silent on Twitter, silent in my WhatsApp group chat, silent in just atting me nonsense, it's glorious. It is glorious. Listen, there's been many twists and turns where Arsenal's concerned. There will be many more twists and turns, but right now this is a calm day in it, and it's nothing like waking up on a Monday. So yeah, on Twitch I'll re-upload it onto YouTube and things, but we looked at the game from a tactical point of view. Any opinions in relation to Arsenal, anything or any questions, get them in. But you know, at some point, we've been linked with Mitrovic, which I don't believe it, because Fulham just got promoted, and whether he's able to replicate the form that he's displayed to be crowned, I think, EFL Player of the Year, and I think he's got a ridiculous amount of goals. Whether he's able to do it in the Premier League is another thing. Elneny has said he wants a new deal, where I personally don't know where I stand with that, and Gab has this as well. And what I will do, and we need to go over Mikel Arteta's press conference, which we have not done. Let me type in Arsenal and see if there's any other things as well. Paul Scholes calling Arteta a disgrace. Shut up, man. You biting your daughter's toenails off. Allow it, man. You're a weirdo, man. Like, fam. Like, all the money you got, you can't fucking buy a toenail clipper. Shut up, man. Pussy. Elite footballer. Pussy over pundit. And it is glorious. I didn't see any of it. I can't talk on Cedric's alleged penalty, if De Gea's being blocked, if Ronaldo with allegedly Ben White's on side. I can't speak on any of these things. I don't know. I didn't see it. I didn't see anything, people. But it is glorious to see Man United fans, especially those that are my age or older, where Sir Alex Ferguson literally just used to do. It's glorious to see them cry about VAR stuff. It's actually glorious to see them do what Arsenal fans did when we lost to Liverpool, but Pepe dribbled past Van Dijk. Whether like, at least Sancho did well against Cedric. Do you want brownie points for ripping Cedric? Anyone that plays against Cedric rips him. I hardly see all the campaigning for fucking Harvey Barnes. It's a bit of trolling, people. It's all love, man. It's all love, same way. Please make sure you're hitting the like button. I know they're out to get me. When it's Arsenal's day, they're going to be on to me. So I might as well double down in it, really and truly. So yeah, big up the Twitch gang. We'll large up the YouTube ones. Make sure you're hitting the like button. Can we get to 100 likes on YouTube? We've got 31 so far. What you lot saying? Man said, morning, DG, bro, reporting from the gym. I'm going to be going gym later. Hopefully you're having a fantastic workout. Kieran, Josh, the Winchester Crew podcast, shout out to you. If we get top 4, this Amazon documentary is going to be trending. It's probably going to be trending regardless. I hope everyone's having a blessed day. Shout out to my Jamaican killies. Kay, appreciate you. I'm doing well, man. My team won. I've got my health. I've got, you lot supporting on YouTube and Twitch and wherever growing. The only problem I've got is I'm hungry. That's it. And from I'm crying about that, you get it. So I appreciate you for asking that, man. Was jokes in the stream when you were like, we need a third goal and I can't see us getting it 10 seconds later, Xhaka, boom. Hey, who said that? I never said that. Who said that? It must have been someone in this room. Who said that? I don't know, man. I think I might have said something along the lines of if we don't get the third, we might get finessed, but I don't know, man. Speak no evil, hear no evil, see no evil. Come on. Come on. I'd look for an upgrade on Xhaka and give Elneny a new contract. Dude is a reliable team player. I'm not going to lie. I do think people are looking at Elneny a bit with rose tints. I'm not saying he's not reliable, but I do think that reliable thing is subjective, really, because there's been, like everybody, there's been plenty of games where Elneny hasn't done any of that, really and truly. Yes, he's done well, actually, the 2 times he's played against United, and he's done well this week, in fact. But, I mean, it's rose tints. I mean, on one hand, I'm on keeping Elneny purely because it might be cheaper to keep him than get someone that's happy to just sit on the bench. And obviously, if we're going to be in the Champions or Europa League, by God's grace, there's a lot more fixtures to be participating in and playing in. But also at the same time, I don't think it necessarily sends out the right message. Man's happy, like, well, you're not playing it. You tried to leave in January. I know it's difficult, and I'm not saying that he's not professional and things, but you tried to leave to go play football in January. What's changed? For me, respectfully, I'm not saying there's anything wrong in that, but what message does that send? Really and truly, what message does it send? But we'll get into that in a second, man. I do think there's defo pros and cons to Elneny signing a new deal or not. Personally, I'd just like us to out with the old, in with the new. Personally, but yeah, man. Debate. What's everyone's view on Xhaka's goal? Can you not allow the goal because of Nketiah? In my opinion, goalkeeper's responsibility for positioning when facing long shots, games going. I mean, flipping out, man. Talk about reaching. I need to hear more of that United banter, DG. The Twitch stream was class. Appreciative of that. Drops 2 great games after 50 sideways games, and we twerk for him about new. Do you know how it is, man? You know how it is. People start rewriting history with certain players. He's not the only one that's been waffled about getting a new deal. Arsenal fans, respectfully to Elneny, people have slagged off CEDRIC. CEDRIC has, despite showing that he's not levels, he has 2 decent games where when he came in, he had some excellent games. Despite saying we need a right back because CEDRIC's not 30, now we don't need a right back. Tavares the best left back. Now he's actually not. Arsenal love hot takes. Again, for me, when it comes to Elneny, there's too much emotion behind it. There's reasons for it and reasons. Should Elneny get a new deal? There's reasons for it and there's reasons against it. Now, again, the reasons for, I don't know how it makes sense, but when I'm thinking about stuff, as you lot see, I like to write and type in it. So I think rather than talk, I find it easier to type and speak, people. So let me actually think about some pros. Let's say pros, cons. Let's start with the pros for Elneny. I would say the pros for me. First pro, professional don, positive character, and whereas he win, lose or draw, he has integrity, sort of thing. Integrity's there. He tries a thing. Obviously, people have bad games. We already struggle with depth. That could be it could potentially be cheaper than bringing someone in. Of course, Elneny is not on the biggest wages of this club, but if you're signing a new deal, you probably will get a little chiching more, and it all depends on the length of the deal. So there's a lot to depend. So I would say depth. He's a positive dude. He's a good character. He plays with integrity. He loves the club. I'm not gonna lie, these are all superficial reasons. Again, if he's happy to be a side man, and we've got the Carling Cup, if we're in Europa League, that's you. If we're in the Champions League and we've, by God's grace, assumed qualification, then he might be able to play the couple of last games. There's an option on the bench and things like that. And he's not amazing, but he's not bad. He's okay. He's like a 5 out of 10 footballer, in it. So that's that. The cons for me is, I would say for me, what message does that send? Because if I play devil's advocate, again, yeah, it's great to be at Arsenal, but why do you want to stay at Arsenal? You're not going to play. We need to bring in another midfielder. Xhaka and Partey are there. Probably need to bring in a couple more, unless there's injuries or whatever. Like, what message does that send? That's for me, it's comfortability. you know. Forget being a nice guy, and he play a proper part to our rebuild. It's probably no. On what basis are we giving new deals? I think the silence along this deal, you know, the silence regarding his contract is an answer. You know, out with the new, out with the old, sorry, in with new. Could it be worth giving his minutes to Lokonga / younger players and bringing someone in? And I just feel it would be, above all, an emotional decision. I feel it would be an emotional decision. It would be an emotional decision. There'd be little talk around that if Elneny didn't boss it at Boss United. Let's be honest, it's an emotional decision. Are we here to make friends, be nice guys, or try and aspire to win trophies? Now, again, we all know the two interlap, but and in my heart, I just don't think it's the right idea, really, and I think it sends the bad message. Why would you want to be a sideman at 29? You're not playing, really. You know, it's fair play. He's played 142 times. I don't really like the revision of history. You know, he's been here 6 years. He's only got 78 appearances. So this tells you this isn't someone that's utilized too much. And again, the big games he comes in and does all right, but this is someone that's barely played. Like, he's come in and got 90 against Chelsea and United. It's been a big week. If Partey was fit, you're not playing. You know, yes, this is why you have depth and things like that. But other than that, yes, there was AFCON, but he's holding the bench, really and truly. Like, Arteta, he's not a key part or a significant part to Arteta's plans, really and truly, evidently. So, yeah, I mean, it's a decent squad depth. Like I said, when you come into times like this, and I know Elneny played better than that, but where you kind of want a 5 or a 6 out of 10, you know, just to tick you over the line and get over the line and win the game. He was better than that, but he provided that. Like, I'm probably more admittedly leaning towards no, it doesn't really make sense Elneny getting a new deal, if I'm completely honest with you, because if we could, I'd say 2 midfielders, Xhaka, Partey, Lokonga, that should be enough. If Elneny wants to sign a 1-year deal, that's calm. And it all depends on the length of the contract. Like, if you're Elneny at 29 years of age, you know, knowing Arsenal, they're going to give him a 3-year deal. What length are you going to give him? Is it going to be 2? Is it going to be 1? I don't mind. I actually don't mind. If anyone's going to get a new deal, I'd rather Eddie and Ketia, because I see money. But again, if Elneny is just going to keep being a sideman and come into things like this, then I don't mind. But then, you know, then I don't mind it, especially if we've got even more fixtures next season where we've struggled even with really 1 game a week. But again, for me, it's like, what message does it send? You know, really and truly, history is just being rewritten on the last 2 games against Chelsea and United. Prior to that, it was not said, like, really and truly. And how can we really have a new mentality with some of the same old players that are on the books? And I just think we need to clear ranks. We do need to keep some, especially because we're going to have to sell some, really. So I wouldn't mind it. But it doesn't really make sense to me, really. It seems like a very big emotional decision if Elneny is to be given a contract extension, which football is an emotional game. But I'm probably more leaning towards no, if I'm honest with you. But I wouldn't be against it. You know, my one would be trying to get Eddie, because I see there's money there. But yeah, man, you know, he is experienced as well, but we're overcompensating. I'm not being funny, but Xhaka, unless Xhaka, you've got Xhaka, you've got Partey, you've got, you know, you're going to lose Laka and Elneny on paper, but you have got experience there. And to a degree, how relevant is experience? Why I agree, we need experience. I'd even like an experienced centre half. How relevant is that if the club keep making a big song and dance about having a young squad and things like that? It's a very emotional week. I just feel when it comes to stuff like this, it's a bit like Lacazette. We say a lot of broad and blasé comments. There's no specifics. And people are looking at it with rose tints. There's going to be times Elneny's not going to cut the mustard, really. You know, I like the guy, he loves the club and all of that, but it's probably too emotional. Elneny never puts his head down in games. That's a lie. I've seen it drop. I can't lie to you. You know, like everybody, like everyone in that team, head has dropped. Sometimes Elneny has played it safe. I think Ramsdale was trying to kill him to a degree against United, giving him some passes where he ain't really the guy for that. But yeah, man, Elneny, listen, he's a cool guy. I'm out of everyone who could get a new deal, I wouldn't be against it, but it just feels a bit emotional, man. Scholes was saying Xhaka shouldn't have shot. Look at this twat. Elneny just has good games in his bag. He's still got a goal. Drops 2 good games after 50 sideways games, and we twerk for him about a new deal. This is the problem. I do think the bar with Arsenal fans is on the floor, and I do think we need to move emotion. The right decision is probably to bring in someone else, but is what it is, man. No need for new deal for Elneny. They need a fresh player to depend on from next season. Laka can go as well. No new deal for Elneny. We missed a trick not signing Gamares. Top 4 would have been secured by now, in my opinion. I don't know that, but yeah, man. And plus, these young players are gaining experience on their own as well. And like, you can get someone else. Like, I don't feel like, is the guy good enough to help us? That's the question. Like, is he a genuine option? Like, I know there's squad players and stuff like that, but is he putting pressure on the spot? And what message does it send? You're not playing. It gives an air of comfortability, if in my opinion, where we've said it's too comfortable at Arsenal. We can't keep people for being good guys, like, as much as it's harsh, you know. And there's been no fans have said stuff about this. Arteta's been very blasé about it until now. Really, I know in the build up to the game, he sat there and said, you know, oh, I convinced him to stay. I do like the experience factor. You know, you might just need some man. If he's cool to just play 5 games, we might need him for them 5 games. So I'm on it, but it's too emotional, really. I'd be lying if I felt it's the right decision to give him a new deal, if I'm honest with you, man. One thing I'm thinking is that it'd be easier for Eddie to give him a new deal instead of striking a deal for a new one. It's probably best if Elneny, Laka, and Cedric left. We need to stop moving in circles. That's true. DG, I don't even know what to say about Elneny, but I know he's going to take us into the Champions League. Huh? DG, surprised you still have a shirt on after the week you've had. I think Lokonga's a 6. I don't think he has a future as an 8, despite what he says. You know, never know. I don't know anything. He might be, but I just think that's a myth for you. Good luck to him, though, in that regard. In the words of Arsene, like a new sign. To be fair, the new deal Elneny's running down, him, Giroud, and Coquelin signed the new deal the last time. He shouldn't have even got that one. Let's be honest. To a degree, Elneny's here by accident. He weren't getting games, so he left on loan. They didn't want to keep him in Turkey. He came back. He struck gold where Arteta's is done, his former player and that, like his former teammate and that. So it kind of made sense. But, you know, Elneny could potentially be a bridge player while young players get a bit more experience. Again, like I said, if he's happy to he's not a disruptive influence and things like that. But then again, you go back, what was his dad was saying he wants to leave and this and that and the third just a few weeks ago. Big up yourself. So I don't know. And also we've got to remember, Elneny's game's not really, obviously he's got an engine, but his game's not really relying on anything. So I'm not really scared about him declining. But again, do you want to get left with a player that is declining on big wages that you can't move on? If I'm Elneny, I'm only open to a 1-year deal with the option of another one. If I'm Elneny, you've got to remove your love for Arsenal, and Arsenal fans need to remove their love and look at it without romance, really and truly. And then you need to give yourself a getaway plan. Big up, DG. Let's be honest, Elneny has never been good enough. A new signing and Sambi is the way forward. I'd rather a new deal for Ainsley for squad depth, but that's a myth. Elneny 1-year extension. Lokonga has to go out on loan. I mean, there's every reason for him to go out on loan, but yeah, I don't know, man. Elneny wants to leave. Just trying to see the old headlines. Need to see the old. Want to see if there's any old headlines with this. And again, what's changed? Obviously, things can change. Things can change in life. But if we go back 5 months, as I said, I knew 100%. We sat here, and his agent said they're going to leave people. They talked up the chances of going to Turkey. His dad used to chat as well. So what's changed? Like, is that something that you've probably been thinking of all week? Has that changed in 2 weeks just because you've played a week because you've played against Chelsea and whatnot? Let's be honest. I'm sure Elneny wants to play, and I'm sure he wants to stay. But like we've got to make the right decisions. We can't it can't be emotional. And again, like you go back a few weeks, literally type his name on Google, all it was exit talks, exit talks, exit talks, exit talks. Really, really and truly. Again, as much as I like Elneny, just nothing amazing. He's just a likable guy. You need to make the right decisions, not necessarily the emotional ones, man. But from what he said himself, people hit the like button and whatnot. For what the man himself said, let's scroll the way down. Is this his comments? Okay, so people, and again, loving Arsenal, all of that stuff is great, but it's emotion. The boss just said we have to believe in what we do. And to be fair, Arteta in the press conference before the game, he spoke about wanting to keep on anyhow. He said he can't leave in Jan. So what's changed? You've played 2 games. It's a bit like Nketiah. If Nketiah, I'd love him to sign a new deal. I hope he's turned a corner and he's become a rotation option, or we lied to him enough so that he thinks he's that and he gets a new deal and we get 2 strikers in. But then I'd look at you if you sign a new deal. What's changed? What has changed? I'd rather, be over prepared than under prepared. And, we can't guarantee we're going to get in the necessary recruitment. So it could make sense. But arguably, even if I know it's not the same variables and the contexts are different, but out of all the players that are in midfield, whether they're on all the players that are not here, that could be here, or to go with Elneny with problems over their contracts, would he even be number 1? We know Guendouzi and Arteta is not a thing. But arguably, would it make more sense to keep him instead of Elneny? Torreira doesn't want to be here and will sign for Fiorentina. Does it make sense keeping Torreira over Elneny? So we've got, again, I'm not saying we can't keep them, but would he even be the best option? I'd probably keep him over Ainsley Maitland-Niles because Elneny is just happier to sit on the bench and shut up. But we need to remove emotion from this. I know football and emotion goes hand in hand and you need that balance. The boss just said that we have to believe in what we do and don't change anything because we were playing well, even though we were losing. After the Chelsea game, hit the like button, people. We saw that way we believed in each other helps us to win. I gave everything in training to be in the starting 11 every game. I get that from Elneny. I got my chance at Chelsea. I think I did well. And most important, we won the last 2 games. It's been a long wait for me, but you have to believe, and 100% I want Arsenal to get into the top 4. This is my club for the last 6 years. They are my family. I will give everything to them until the last minute. I always love a challenge. I don't decide who plays, but I keep going in training to show how good I am and to make him, Arteta, play me. Fair play. But it just feels a bit comfortable. We heard Cedric wanted to leave and now he's staying. It just feels a bit comfortable at the club. And if Arsenal say we want you, I don't think about leaving. It's my family for 6 years. I love this club, the contract and stuff. I'm just waiting for the club to decide what they want. No decision can be a decision. Of course, I have noticed the changes, but we have improved and we're getting stronger and stronger. We believe in our team and the manager and the club. We trust the process that we've made for the team. And most important thing is we keep going to the end. That's cool. But as I said, there's reasons to keep him, but I just feel, for me anyway, there's more reasons to let go. And I just feel it's emotional. Like, when the first thing is he good enough to help us in any capacity? In the extreme capacity, you're only going to use Elneny if like what you're seeing, bodies are dropping like flies. That's not the point. I said, is he even from a to be honest, Guendouzi could force his way into the team, and that's actually the point. I don't want players that are happy on the bench. Obviously, there's different squad roles, but that's the whole point. In my point about your DS, you're proving it in comfortability. What message is this sending out? Like, you're comfortable. Yes, you have to be comfortable in your working environment, and Elneny is professional, but that's the point. My other point was, out of all the midfielders that you could probably keep that are keeping it moving on paper, Guendouzi and Torreira are gone, basically. Elneny's deal's running out. Would Elneny even be the best option? So again, we need to move away from emotion. As I said, my pros would be depth. He doesn't make up a fuss. He keeps going. He provides depth. He's professional. He can come in and do a job. But at the same time, there's been numerous games where he's been appalling, not so much this game. He's done his thing against Chelsea and United. And I just feel a lot of the rhetoric with fans do this revision sort of thing. So, and the experience factor and the fact of, you could loan out a couple of, the Miguel Azizes, the Patinos, they could go and get football elsewhere while we have this sort of bridge player. But yeah, I just don't think it's, when I've done the pros and cons, out of all the new deals you could give, I'd rather give Eddie one if he's on it. But yeah, I won't criticize the club per se. That we've done a lot worse, really and truly. It's very emotional. Like, can't criticize that. You can't say the club has mediocre standards and then be campaigning for certain men to leave. I'm not asking for us to have, a million world-class players, but you've got to look at over my emotion. Aziz Lokonga, our future 6s. Now, then still a squad player. I'd give him a deal to bridge the development gap. Let's invest in quality 8s, Aouar and Soler. I mean, how long is the deal? He wouldn't make any other top 4 club squad, so why should he make ours? Well, we bought him, innit? Nowhere near good enough. Nowhere near good enough. He needs moving on. We're meant to be one of the biggest clubs in the world. We don't need mediocre players anymore. We need to get back to where we were in 2003. I mean, you could get someone with a similar profile to Elneny who's just better, if I'm honest with you. Like, we need to improve the squad depth, and, you know, I just don't see how this is making a new culture if we're just keeping players. It's a bit different with Elneny, but he's comfortable. That's comfortable. Even though Laka could get a new deal, even Laka's he's not closed the door on Arsenal. He's not talked it up, really. And it's like my guy Giles was saying, where's his comments gone? Big up Giles, man. You said I see you tweet something as well earlier today. Oh, he's gone to tweeting bare stuff. So yeah, as Giles said, being the nice and quiet guy for 6 years should not be a prerequisite to getting a new deal. Don't we want to raise the bar? Retaining Elneny is not an effective way of building a stronger squad. It's the opposite. Be smart, be ruthless, invest in the future. And that's true. You know, you found out somebody scouted Elneny. There has less. You can find that. You know, on one hand, it's adding one more thing to the shopping trolley. But yeah, this is kind of where I'm at as well with it as well. And he went on to say, Adam Markey centre mid for composition for Partey, available in issues in Xhaka, and challenged Sambi to improve after his red shirt season. Maybe sign one more, promote youth. Keeping Mo because of low wages for numbers doesn't raise levels. It blocks the path and it's poor squad management. It is. I agree with that. So it's an interesting one. We'll have to see. I personally think he's not going to get one, but I wouldn't pull it past Arsenal. So that's that on Elneny. Arteta's just gassing man to the end of the season to jet him later. Been following you on YouTube for a while, even though I don't say much. Top guy, let's get the likes up. I appreciate that, my dude. Thank you very much. That's a kind message, ain't it? 60 likes, people. We're close. We're flirting, but we're not quite there yet. He knows he ain't going to get paid like how he does with us. I bet all the offers have been half of what he gets on the bench with us. Plus, his family must be settled here. Which is true. And Arsenal's a big club. I wouldn't want to leave either, especially at 29. Elneny reminds me of Milner, reliable, experienced guy. I'd rather keep him and bring him better. But I don't think the Milner angle's the right one. I don't. Milner's. I don't even think Elneny is necessarily reliable. Like, even though I agree with what you're saying, I think it's roasted. Milner's been reliable, but fair enough though. But where else is there any other Arsenal news before we get into this Gabriel Jesus stuff? Haaland's in an Arsenal shirt, people. Haaland's been pictured in an Arsenal shirt, folks. Unfortunately, it's when he's a little kid. Oh, man. But yeah, that's that. You know, many people would have had Elneny as someone that's got to move on as well. I think history, but Arsenal fans rewrite history. They've done it with Lacazette. They'll do it with half the players, man. Blasphemy, bro. Elneny, my man, brother. Come on, man. Morning, DG. Your vids. Arsenal came through in a great second date, made it a great weekend for the local man. Great week ahead for you, my G, and you and everyone else, man. I don't think we'll be getting many players through the door, but at the same time, you look at Arsenal, you probably need two midfielders. If you bring in two midfielders, there's no need to keep Elneny. I wouldn't not do it because he can sit. That would be a good one. You know, you've got all these guys and then he can be involved. But if you bring in two midfielders, assuming Granit Xhaka stays, Partey's there, you've got Lokonga, bro, then that's the five. Lokonga can take the Elneny role. And I know he's lacking experience and things and he could go out and play football, but as much as I think there's every reason to give Elneny a new deal, when I do the maths, just keep it moving, man. Like, I know Edu said 2 marquee signings, but squad planning, man. Because again, you're going to have to factor in how Elneny declines. If he gets his 5 games and stinks up the place, what's being done? Arteta wants 22 outfield players and 3 goalies. Exactly. Well, he's technically got he'd have his 3 goalies. Ramsdale, Matt Turner, he might promote an academy done, but you know, Leno's but keeping it moving. I just think Arsenal, we do this. We're about to sell Ainsley, then emotional says no. You know, we make too many emotional decisions, and I'm not, you know, emotion and calculated. It's they're in the same realm, but we're either or. We need to do the right thing, man. And if Elneny would sign a 1-year deal under certain contexts, why not? But if I'm Elneny, I'm trying to push for it too. If I'm Arsenal, 1 year with an extension of another one, why not? But it's probably best to just move on. He's played basically no part this season, even when we've been down to our bare bones. Arteta's, you know, against Brighton, he brought Elneny in maybe because the context is different. But against Brighton, he tried to do the Banduli with Smith Rowe and Odegaard. So, and even them, I think Odegaard and Smith Rowe are ready to be 8s? Do I probably think they'll be ready to do it in a year? Probably not. But eventually they will. And I would like Odegaard in particular to start kind of playing in that 8 role as well at times. So, yeah, man. I think that's enough chat on Elneny personally. You lot keep your opinions coming. Who's better, Cedric or Bellerin? Two meaty dons, man. But I'd say Bellerin, but it's two meaty dons. We're very short in midfield. We're very short even when we bet on the players we're relying on, man. DG and rattling mode still has me dying, banging. I beg someone banging. Pause. Maitland-Niles is better than Elneny as backup. Nope, I disagree. It's a bit like the Xhaka thing. Like I would listen. Elneny, Ainsley mate. I'll give him all the time. You know, he can play in a couple of roles, but it's a bit like when people said, and even the revision on Xhaka's crazy. It's a bit like when people said play Ainsley Maitland-Niles instead of Xhaka. Xhaka is a better centre mid than him, and whatever you say about Xhaka, almost hypocritical. I don't really know his position, but we know his position. He could do them things there. What is Ainsley? And he's not as progressive or expansive with the ball. And in Elneny, you know what Elneny is going to give you. Which again, if you talk about working hard and running around, there's only so good you can be. But you know what Elneny is going to give you. I don't know what Ainsley's is going to give me. So I would rather keep Ainsley for longevity and things. But we had time to make money on Elneny, and if we're going to keep someone to be a sideman, Elneny is clearly on it. We should get Ward-Prowse. I mean, we'd love Ward-Prowse, especially when you're seeing the free kicks he's licking in. Arsenal fans are so average, thinking we are one of the richest clubs in the world. We are not Aston Villa. We need Sanchez, 25 mil, Ruiz, 16 mil. Ainsley or Elneny, bro, it's two meaty guys, like. If I'm completely honest with you. So, yeah, I don't know, man. I just think a lot of it is emotional, man. Ainsley needs to go, man. He needs to go out. Listen, he probably just needs to go somewhere where it's not the same theme, man. You know, where it's just not the same. You go somewhere, you're going to play, you're going to do what you're doing, and that's it now. It's not the same old stories that keep happening at Arsenal. Aston Villa are also one of the richest clubs. Ainsley Maitland-Niles isn't a good centre mid. He just held right back on a humble thing. He's just a steady Eddie. He doesn't do anything amazing, doesn't do anything terrible, man. Big up DG. Is Xhaka really better than Ainsley? Right now, you'd be kidding yourself. Like, you'd be kidding yourself if Xhaka... Listen, I'm not a Xhaka an apologist. I'm not a Xhaka hater. I'd rather sit here and say Ainsley Maitland-Niles, but let's not kid ourselves. Xhaka is twice what Ainsley Maitland-Niles could ever be at this moment in time in midfield. He can progress up. And again, I'm gassed. I don't really necessarily believe half of this about Xhaka, but he's definitely more progressive. You've seen Xhaka run the midfield. You've never seen Ainsley do it. Not at Roma, not in an Arsenal midfield. I'm not saying he hasn't had good games. Definitely not at West Bromwich Albion. You know, he does. What is he as a midfielder? Is he an 8? Is he a 5? What is Ainsley Maitland-Niles? Is he a defensive mid? Come on now. Xhaka is twice the midfielder today. I don't know about tomorrow, but today, Xhaka is twice the midfielder Ainsley Maitland-Niles will be. He's more progressive on the ball. He can dominate a game a bit more. He can dictate the tempo. His passing range is more expansive. He has a lot of brain farts. Ainsley has a lot. What is Ainsley? Ainsley's just a don in the middle. You know, let's be real. I know Ainsley hasn't been afforded the opportunities and things, but there's got to be a reason all these guys have been fucking with Xhaka. Times this season, man, have said we miss Granit Xhaka. Nobody said that about Ainsley. Ainsley said, I want to play centre mid, I want to play centre mid. You got that. You got that at West Brom. You didn't stand out. You fit in at Arsenal. You fit in here. You fit in at Roma, but you don't stand out. Really and truly. There's no competition. I'm not here to gas that as well, man. Xhaka is a fan favourite at the moment. PR's been working. Xhaka is clear of Ainsley. Aren't you finding it concerning we aren't linked with a midfielder for the summer? I mean, you can Couple teams are not going to be linked with players and just sign, man. I don't know for links. Just sign. Links are it is what it is. As I always say, we just sit here and talk about them. I'm not concerned about links. What I am concerned is September the 1st, 31st of August. If somebody doesn't come in, that's where my issue is. Ainsley Maitland-Niles is more progressive than Xhaka. What? You're talking nonsense. Like, you're talking nonsense. You're talking nonsense. You're talking nonsense. Like, hey, and I'm not here to gas Xhaka because I don't think he's the answer in midfield. There's no way on this fucking earth you can look at Granit Xhaka and Ainsley Maitland-Niles in midfield and dare say Ainsley Maitland-Niles is more progressive, because you can't. No one can even answer what sort of midfielder Ainsley Maitland-Niles is. You can't. Come on now. Ainsley Maitland-Niles' best games have been in defence for us more time. And when they have been, it's been in the back three at left back 9 times out of 10. Fair enough. I don't know what you lot are watching, but fair enough. Football's a subjective game. You know, I'm not going to live with that. I'm definitely not here to argue about flipping Ainsley Maitland-Niles and Xhaka. But as much as I would love to say that I'd rather the Haylen boy retained and get an opportunity and things like that, I'd be lying, you know. Are we more likely to, if it did this season, are we more likely to win a game with Ainsley Maitland-Niles or Granit Xhaka in the heart of midfield? Fucking Ainsley Maitland-Niles more progressive. Okay, now progressive at what? When do you see Ainsley Maitland-Niles spray a ball over the top? Don't make me sick, man. Like, don't make me laugh, man. Come on now, man. Come on now. Come on now. Come on now. Let's stop the foolishness. Come on now. Fair enough. I respect all the people, but come on now, man. Come on. Respectfully. We're debating. Like, come on now. It's nonsense. Ainsley doesn't even know what the fuck he is. Elneny's just calm to be a 6 out of 10. 5 out of 10. He knows his tick. Ainsley Maitland-Niles' last game for Arsenal, he was man of the match. What, against Watford? Where what did he do? Him and Lokonga stunk up the place. Then I said it in. I could go back to that live stream where I said both of them struggled to create. We couldn't break down a low block. Both of them switched off. He done okay in a low level game, like, and he got dropped because he didn't even get dropped. We just changed up the team and put other people in. Like, he was just coming in to do a job. That is Ainsley Maitland-Niles. Elneny can accept that. Elneny can accept that. Ainsley can't, and he shouldn't. He don't really mean 2 players like that, man. Man said more progressive. Come on, man. 218 unexpected high bills for those who don't hit the like button. Come on. To be honest, Ainsley, Xhaka, Elneny aren't it. We need better than all 3. Maybe Lokonga, but I need to observe him more. Come on, man. Xhaka's progressive passing is overrated. It is. Because this is why I said I'm not a Xhaka apologist. I'm not a Xhaka hater. I think in our team he offers us something. But as I keep saying, that's not the strongest foundations. You've got players who can't play a ball forward, midfielders who cannot stay fit, and Granit Xhaka who has a lot of bad habits and just an over-reliance on Granit, to the point where, as I said, if we ever talk about missing Granit Xhaka, that's a problem in itself, even if it is, his progressive passing is definitely he's obviously gonna have a higher case study, We don't have one for Ainsley because he ain't been played there. You done it under Big Sam. Big Sam moved you to fullback. Have you played centre mid at Roma? Man brought you in for fullback. Your best opportunities at Arsenal have been fullback. You have played in midfield. You played in midfield. I'm sure you played there was a cup game where we had the yellow away shirt where you played quite well. But hey, there's also been games where he was terrible as well. Like, Ainsley might show he's a decent midfielder, but I'm just asking, what midfielder is he? That's all I want to know. What is he? Is it 6 or 8? What is that? That's all I want to know. I don't know about percentages and passing stages. Even if Xhaka's progressive passing is overstated, like, it's substantially more than Ainsley Maitland-Niles in whatever case study. Like, hope you're well, champ. Big up you lot. What's your ideal partner for Partey? I don't really have one. I'd love Fabian Ruiz. I can get behind the Ruben Neves's. I still have small hope for Aouar. Crazy, man. There'll be deals going on in the background for players in all positions. This includes midfielders. Deals will own I think you meant some others. All Ainsley Maitland has is that calm penalty technique. Xhaka is levels, but neither are the ones. Too much emotion. Thank you, Ainsley, Elneny, and Xhaka, but all you man need to bounce. I fuck with that. At the beginning of the season, we'd say Ainsley. Now at the end, Xhaka, speak for yourself. Like, say what? Like, we're still not at 100 likes, people. Big Sam said Gallagher and Ainsley, they need to get in the box, and only one has taken that advice. Boy, we even spell Allardyce. Maitland-Niles. Let's see what was said about Ainsley. And if you want to play midfield, why did Jose buy you to be a fullback? Why hasn't Arteta bust you there? Why hasn't no manager at this club really bust you there? Emre the same. Why did Big Sam say what he's saying? You're 24. You need to define what you're on. As for what it is, I think Ainsley should just accept being a utility man. You can do a shift at right back. You need to define, are you a midfielder able to play at right back, or are you a right back able to play in midfield? But that's you, man. Made me sick. Bars on the fucking floor. Like, fuck it all. Let's be honest, even if Ainsley Maitland, unless there's dramatic improvement, there's no reality of Ainsley Maitland-Niles being a starting regular in midfield for Arsenal and us doing serious business. Crazy. How many games have you played in midfield in your career? Let's actually see this. Can't really see it. Right, Ainsley's got 87 Premier League appearances. Decent. Six appearances in Serie A. Only played 10 times for Roma. There's got to be a reason, man. There's no way you can. Ainsley cannot really turn and play a pass. If you're not doing that consistently, you're not progressive. Xhaka struggles to do that, but he does that more than Ainsley Maitland-Niles, blend. And Xhaka is overcompensated. Like, again, the very fact that our midfield relies on Xhaka, and we're saying this, is the problem in itself, man. Xhaka is number one in forward ball progression this season, then Odegaard. Ainsley has been hot and cold, let's be honest. Xhaka plays 5 above average games a season. We talk like this guy is world class. At best, he's a squad player if we get Champions League. Amen. And he's still a certain bad sister from the weekend. I love Ainsley, but he needs to go. He's just medium midfield, really. Xhaka is way clear. I mean, they're all meaty, bro. They're all meaty, fam. You can agree to disagree, bro. I think you're looking at it with emotion, but fair play. Xhaka has shown us what he can do with good support around him. When we saw Partey perform next to him, complementing each other, I don't believe in Partey and Xhaka together, innit? Like, Partey still, I like him. He's still got a lot to answer for. He's had a good season, but it's been stop-start. Xhaka, it all depends what happens. You know, I do think Xhaka will go through a period of good form, and then people get onto him when he makes a mistake. But, you know, he's been here for years now. We're saying the same thing. I think the foundations there are not strong enough, really. If Ainsley gets proper coaching in the position, he'll improve, but he's average for now. Exactly. And that's why I'm saying for Ainsley, he probably just needs to move, man, because he needs to define himself. You know, mate, am I right back and I can play there midfield? Am I a midfield that can play? He needs to define himself, man. Hope fans aren't thinking we should offer a new contract to Xhaka because of Xhaka boom once a season. To be fair, he's contracted until 2023, so it's already there. And at 29, it is what it is. Oh, the Gnabry. Oh, here we go. Don't do it to me, man. You lot are gonna make me dream. You know, every now and again, I try and pre-Gnabry and see what's going on. There's talk around iffy things around his contract. We'd all love him more, man. We'd all love him to return, but it's a myth, man. Telemans, Douglas, Luiz. Ainsley is an 8 and a right wing back, not a 6. Again, if he's any of that he needs to improve the progressive passing, man. If we get a marquee midfielder, I will keep Xhaka as our third squad player. Bearman disrespecting Xhaka here. They both need to keep it moving, but Xhaka is miles ahead of Ainsley. Look at the people we're fighting over or debating over. But I don't know who DC is, but he sounds like a cool guy. As much as I have attachment to Ainsley Maitland-Niles being a Haaland boy, he has not really stamped his authority when he's played. Ainsley needs to accept he's not a mid. He's decent right back at best. Partey's only been good since January. Cap. Big up Roger, big up DG, big up the community. Ainsley, Maitland-Niles, Xhaka, Elneny, Cedric, Holding are all squads / bench warmers. If Arsenal ever want Premier League success, back up left and right backs, 2 centre mids, 2 strikers, and a winger needed. Overall quality, man. Look who we're fighting over. Crazy, man. I'm not a fan of. I just don't listen. I think Xhaka could be part of the squad. I think Ainsley can be part of the squad. I think if anyone's campaigning for either player to be a regular guy in the squad, the problem we just need better guys, man. For me, it's just that simple. We just need better dons. Like, hey, we just need better dons. I find myself still having this conversation about midfield. I had this conversation on YouTube with you lot. Some of you, Jay was there when Wenger was here. We had the same conversation with Emery. We had the same conversation with Arteta, you know. And on one hand, there's got to be a reason they're all playing Xhaka, but I make him a main player, so he can't be hard. He can't be that bad. But there's also, to play devil's advocate, you've all made him a key part. And while you can't just blame one man, we still got the same question marks in midfield, and we're still needy in that regards. I see a super chat. One love whoever gave the super chat. Let me scroll down. I can't even see. Big up Jay, man. Big up DG. Ainsley and Xhaka should not start for Arsenal, full stop. We should have been rolling with Basuma and Guimaraes to challenge part. You see, these are the sort of conversations we should be having, bro. Like, this is what we should be having. Yeah, the sort of dons, all right, but we have to get the Guimaraes one. I don't know, like, because on one hand I wanted him, but it seemed like he was there. You know, the way I looked at the Guimaraes thing, it was like looking at Renato Sanchez currently an hour. It's like they're there. Like, is there something that we don't know as normal football fans regarding them lot? Whether it's injuries, attitude, contracts, wages, is that it just seems like. I'm not going to cap and say we was linked with Renato for time, but definitely where Guimaraes was and the other one I said, it's like we're linked with them. Then you start hearing we're talking to agents, we're doing this, we're doing that, and then they're just left. And like in the summer, it looked like Owl was there for the taking. Guimaraes, but let's be honest, he's signing for, I'm sure Newcastle are going to go off and do big things and probably win the Prem before us again and whatnot. But man didn't sign for Newcastle because anything. Man saw the P's, bro. They're the only ones that put the offer on the table. The P's are there, innit? Like, it's really there. It's there, man. Y'all are not worthy of Gabby. He needs to go to Juventus. A weird flex, but okay. I hope he takes your word for it. Man said Egyptian Rude Gullit. Why not, man? Would love Ramsey. But again, would like a bit more experienced players. We do have a lot of projects. A lot of project players. It's like buying different video games before you've obviously completed one. Like and when you start adding more projects, you need to work with what you've got and you make it harder. And obviously, it's a fallacy to expect Arteta to have everybody playing 30. There's only so much he can do. Like the collective has to always take priority over the individuals. Based on the last 5 performances, Cedric, Eddie, Lacazette, Xhaka, and Holding deserve new deals. And to be fair, the thing is, none of them are really bad footballers. Well, I'm not going to lie, I think Cedric is, but none of them are bad footballers. It's just when these are the guys making up your squad, it's meaty. Like, you know, we need to do the Liverpool thing. It's like, it's not really squad. They have got squad players and some are meaty by Liverpool standards, but there's a serious rotation. Look at them bringing on Diaz and them sort of man yesterday. You know, we're in a negative cocktail at Arsenal in that we're relying on meaty guys, like to the point where we overcompensate. Look, respectfully, Lacazette, the bar was just to work hard. You know, for us, I know people are onto Lacazette now, but for time, they were happy with that. He works hard. He knows the squad. Everything said about giving Elneny a new deal was said about him, you know. Whether as I said, I'm not a Xhaka hater or an apologist, but you can't look at that and think you're going to get sustained success with guys like that in the middle of the park. The same goes with Cedric. The same goes, certain people dared say Tavares was better than Tini. He can't get his squad shirt back, which is just blasphemy and nonsense, really. The bar's on the floor. I fucking love Ramsdale, but the bar was on the floor. He just needed to show for me he could catch a ball and collect from corners. I'm speaking for myself. I'm a big Tomiyasu fan. But he just had to show me he's decent 1v1. And it didn't work out for Torreira. But Torreira just had to show me a bit of steel in midfield. The bar's on the floor at Arsenal. And that's where I think fans have been twanged, to the point where man are saying Xhaka is I see one tweet today, Xhaka is the best midfielder Arsenal have had in the Emirates era. Big up Xhaka, and I'm not advocating hate on the done. But what happened to Santi? What happened to Cess? 2 off the top of my head. I'm mad. You can say what you say about Osu. Man lost it. Even Don's like, Rov. Even flipping Wilshere, Ramsey, To a degree, Sammy and Nasri, I know I'm different positions, but come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. It's not making sense, man. We have to respect ourselves. Would you take a risk on Rabiot? No, he seems like he's got a lot of baggage, man. Renato, I'm not really on the Renato thing. Basuma can come because he's a 6, and I wouldn't mind that. If Basuma comes, then I'd say, you know what, Lokonga, you can stay for the squad and that, but you're on leaving and you can finesse alone. I would like to bring him or Douglas Luiz in, but they're two different players. Basuma is different, innit? I think you need a player like Basuma and a player like Neves. Neves is probably more progressive. Basuma is obviously more combative. That doesn't mean Neves is not combative, and that doesn't mean Basuma cannot be progressive. But I think it goes back to the summer with Partey, where I think the club kind of twanged us. It was, you heard Arteta wanted Edu wanted Partey. Obviously, there's a release clause. A lot of our fans were with that. Should we get a 6? Should we get 8? No, more want a 6. No, one want a 8. Reality is you needed both, and the club twanged us. You needed both. I'm saying this now, but next season I would sell Smith Rowe, even though I like. Anyways, I don't know about all that, but is Basuma really that far ahead of Lokonga? Surely minutes can't be the only reason Basuma looks much better, huh? Basuma's better than Lokonga right now. I don't understand that. Forgive me. Exactly. And we're probably going to be chatting about midfield depth again. Crazy, man. Man, love rewriting it, bro. Fans have been starved of we get twanged, bro. Man, get twanged, bro. Were you with re-signing Elneny? In my opinion, we need him more on, and we need more him on and target midfield targets. I mean, if Elneny signs a new deal, I'm not vexed about it, but I don't think it's necessarily the right one. You can stay, be a side man. If we ever get to a degree where there's enough injuries, then you come in it, and we kind of know what we're getting with Elneny. But I don't think it sends, for me. It wouldn't say it would be a bit hypocritical, really. Let's be honest. This is a man that's 350 minutes, 9 appearances this season. Respectfully, you saw 45 minutes against City at the beginning of the season. You did not see him again significantly until Man United when we lost to them at Old Trafford, and obviously he got 4 minutes against Watford, 6 minutes against Liverpool, 5 minutes against Newcastle. Then he was on the bench and not in the squad. Then he got 15 minutes in the 5-0 victory against Norwich. Then he got 6 against City. Then he was on the bench. Wolves away, Brentford away. But you lot can see this as well. I'm not just making shit up. Like, we can't rewrite history. Look. And again, times like this when we're down to our bare bones, then yeah, and then it's not used if Partey's there and whatnot. So, I don't know, but I just think we're rewriting history. So I'm not against it. I'm not going to move mountains for it. Again, it all depends what the club's saying. If you're bringing 2 midfielders in the summer, then fair play. But, with extra games, if Elneny's happy to be a sideman, as much as I think it sends the wrong message, calm. But the midfield needs revamping, man. Bro, like, family. You get it? Like, man saying, allow me, man. Elneny can get a year and hold the bench. Otherwise, thanks for your service and keep it moving. Bye-bye, Eddie. Martinelli up front. Build around him. Bring back Saliba. Man are saying, that must be trolling. Man are saying sell Smith Rowe, Even if Smith Rowe ain't hitting the heights of Foden and all them guys you said, what does that mean? Like, the guy's a good player. Whether he's going to be a squad player, first teamer, it's down to him. But, brother, come on, man. I like Paqueta still. Big up, DG. Let's be happy with the result, but also not be reactionary. We need to replace Xhaka and Elneny. It's great we won, but we need to move to the next game. Let's be objective, not throw new contract talk. Does Elneny remind you of Partey's? No, because there's been enough shit games from Elneny, and that's not just him. I don't know who DJ is, Kelvin, but tell me when you find out, let me know. DG, if Tomiyasu can play in the game against West Ham, would you stick Cedric on the line? Tavares a madman, but I'd rather go with him ahead of Cedric, man. Cedric just, I don't know, man. You found a way to be worse than Tavares, isn't it? Like, Like Tavares, I kind of accept it, innit? Like I told you lot from the start, I told you what fullback we're getting. He's a madman. With Cedric, not that I expect a lot more, but I expect you to be doing what Elneny is doing, like the little 5s and 6s out of 10. You look a bit meaty, Cedric. So I'd rather just do the madman thing, man. I can't lie. I wish we had another left back. You can't move Saka out of right wing back, but that's almost my PTSD kicking in. You know, West Ham's gonna be Fugazi, man. Maybe Cedric because he's a bit more football IQ in that, but it's two evils, isn't it? Really, it's crazy. Pardon me. I don't mind Elneny resigning if he's going to be a squad player to come on every now and again, maybe be in the Champions League. Do you know what? He's the man for the Champions League night still. You know, Xhaka and Elneny showing Partey how to do it as well from outside the area more time. Richard, he shouldn't be immediate backup. That's what's an Elneny extreme sideman to the point where, like with him and Cedric this year, you forget you're there. If he's on that, calm. Elneny is amazing. Bars on the floor. Yeah, Cedric did find a way to be worse. As mad as Tavares was moving against United, I wouldn't say you compensated on it, but you kind of got forward in it and you brought something to the table against Chelsea and United. Dude, I can't lie. Cedric was good off the bench against Chelsea, but you know, Sancho looked at you like with Harvey Barnes and they're like, yo, this is a skillers thing today. I'm just gonna rip you. Like as colossal as Tavares was, I genuinely was surprised that Cedric never. Big up Arteta for retaining faith, but I was genuinely surprised that he didn't clip him. And obviously, a bit of me with Tomiyasu and Xhaka kind of surveilling that position. It's not that you can get away with it against West Ham, but it kind of mitigates Tavares' madness in it, which it didn't help. Like, again, big up to everyone that was on Twitch. We talked about this from a tactical point of view. Go and check out the stream that's on my Twitch or wait till it's uploaded on YouTube, people, for more in it. But yeah, man, he found a way to stink up the place, man. Xhaka's got a goal. Elneny's got a goal from outside the box. Everyone does. You know, I've got that. But like with Elneny, it's once in a bloody blue moon, like. You don't see me campaigning for new deals. That's that 4-5, baby. That's that 4-5, baby. That's that 4-5, baby. Who took that shot? You don't even know. But away from all of that foolishness, people, I had to be shameless. But on a serious note, yeah, man. Extreme has to be extreme side, man. Extreme side. Europa League, that's your thing. You're one of the Uncle Elneny. Go and be with young Patino and all the youth them if we're in Europa League. If we're in the Champions League, it's less game time for you, sort of man. You know, if we qualify at the Champions League by God's grace, we even get there. And game week 5 or 6, we got nothing to play for, by all means. Carling Cup, that's your thing. FA Cup early rounds, not assuming it's not like last one, but that's your thing. You might I'm not against it, you know. Like you see with a couple of Elneny statistics here, people. You know, I'm kind of for it. Sometimes these 4 and 6 and 5, these time wasting subs, you might get a little opportunity against United. You might come into the team at stuff like this, but no one was saying this again. Bro, look how many games that is. 1, 2, 3, 4. Man's not about for 10. Man's not been about, but there's 38 Premier League games. He played 9 times, bro. Come on now, man. Come on now, man. I'm not against it, but again, we got to be very careful of rewriting this history, man. DG, you think Nuno can be developed in time like Cancelo? Tavares needs to learn the game. Like, he plays with emotion. He's someone that he plays with instinct. Like, he plays where the wind takes him, sort of thing. He's just a madman. He's clearly someone, I keep saying this, he's clearly someone that was a winger or a more advanced player, probably 16, 17 years of age. Benfica said, you know, you probably won't make the grade as an out-and-out sort of winger, so make you into a fullback. He needs to unlearn bad habits, and he needs to relearn the art of defending, and it's going to take time to do that, really and truly. You know, I actually feel as mad as he was against United, that was one of his better performances. As mad as he was against Chelsea, that was one of his better performances. You know, Southampton, I think him and Ketia Lokonga, they were three of our better players in that defeat. But then, obviously, I look back to Crystal Palace. Now, I don't think Arteta helped him at all. He left. He was poor off his own back, but he threw him to the wind. I look back at Anfield, you know. I look back at Nottingham Forest where he got clipped. Even in this game, you know, he gave away the penalty, but there was the incidents where Langer's bust out and gone past him. You know, it's not just him. The goal we spoke about this on Twitch. The goal starts from Tavares losing the ball. He's in their half. You know, let's be honest, we was playing a high line and Gabriel and Tavares' gap was too big between each other. Tavares overcompensate because he's a lot more comfortable going forward. He's lost the ball and he's out of position. Gabriel's then lost the header to Ronaldo. Ronaldo, Sancho, and Matic have made something. Tavares isn't switched on, much like at Stamford Bridge. He's not alone because there's sequences that lead to it, but he weren't switched on against Azpilicueta. Him or Gabriel were not switched on against Ronaldo, the whole team, you know. So he's relearning defending, and it's hard to do it. And that doesn't go for him as well. Ben White, to a lesser degree, but still, Ben White, Gabriel, Saliba, you know. You can't see. I'm watching Saliba now against Reims, and he's not being asked any questions. He's making some vital headers and all them things there. But there's a couple of incidences. I'm like, oh, you need to get that out of your game, you know. So it's one of them. It's one of them ones, if I'm honest with you. I just think, you know what, Tavares could become 30. We might have to nick that one in the bud, loan that out, see what happens. As I said, with Tierney's injury, I kind of want a 30 left back now. Again, big up Tavares, whatever I have to say. You've been part of 2 big wins, like everyone, but I just feel I would like someone that's a bit closer to Tierney's ability. And I can't lie, with Tierney's injury, I've probably shifted more to wanting that. I feel maybe potentially with Saliba coming back next season, maybe we don't. It's not that I don't want a backup right back, or I don't want someone that can replace Tomiyasu or fight him. You know, we've been linked with Livramento, them sort of guys there. Who wouldn't mind that? But and Ben White, last time he played right back, mind you, it was quite poor. But you know, Ben White can do that. You know, so maybe just double down on left back. Really, I'd probably nip that one in the bud, man. Because again, we've got a lot of development players. You know, we've still got to work with Saka, still got to work with Lokonga, still got to work with Martinelli, still got to work with Smith Rowe, Gabriel, Ben White, the same, Ramsdale, the same, 23-year-old keeper, and many around the team. So how much time can we keep getting project players and stuff, especially when there's project players and then there's like Tavares is very raw. Like he's very raw with it. He needs to be a bit more calculated. I think there are components, but them man, I just think they're gonna always be madmen. They're not gonna be switched on defensively. That's not him. Like I said, he goes where the wind blows. He plays on instinct. In fact, and there's times that can help you. Like he's so crazy, he can be a benefit to you. Something, or you don't know what you're gonna get, but you never know, man. Right now, he's an agent of chaos. True say Dawson's red card is music to my ears, but we've played several teams where they've been lacking players and we've still been finessed in it. So I think we have to take that one there with a pinch of salt, my tug, man. Martinelli will have to learn to play up front. I'm not going to lie. You bring in 2 strikers, I'd give Martinelli third in line opportunity to play there. You know, he come off the bench and did it. But Cedric's being shit for a time, man. Have to, man. Have to promote. I'm trying to get a move as well, man. Why do you think I'm getting onto Cedric and Tavares? I'm trying to promote myself, man. I know you're watching. Pre-season settings. Allow me. I'll put the Cali down. Allow me. We can do something. North London lad as well. We can lie that I'm from Hayland. Come on, man. You think I'm gonna moan like Elneny? Not Elneny. You think I'm gonna moan like Ainsley Maitland-Niles? Humble 10 bags a week. You know, I'm not even gonna mash up the squads, the depth in that. Please, like I'm trying to promote myself, man. Oh, you lot kill me, man. Love for the cheer, my dude. Crazy stuff, man. That's what I'm thinking. He's looking like more of a winger thing. Like you might be chasing the game, you bring him on, or you've got Tierney, and you might be trying to waste time in the game. You bring on Tavares to give you a bit of legs and running up and down. You know, I like that, but I love Tavares is not wavy, but he's good going forward. It's just, bro, no matter how much you got to defend them, we're not a street smart defensive team anyways. Like he's not the only one. We don't defend particularly well. as I said, Tavares might have been to blame to a degree for Aspilicueta or the penalty or whatever. But more time, if you look at it, and I make a big case of doing the tactical videos, there's sequences of play. Like Tavares is the one against at Stamford Bridge for Aspilicueta. He's not reading it. But Ben White and Saka haven't done well enough. There's several times, you know, even with Cedric, you look at half of the goals we concede. You know, people are not following runners. People are not switched on. It might be one guy at fault, but someone else could have put out the fire. They haven't necessarily did that. And that's what we need to do as a team, switching on. That's kind of what's, you know, Eddie done it at Stamford Bridge. Like, I'm seeing him be a right back. I can't remember whose mistake, but he mopped up someone's mistake. It's that sort of thing. And I do think we've taken a bit of a wobble as a club. You know, a couple of players are going through a little shaky bits of form. Despite the fact we've won, I think it's two of our better games of the season, but I genuinely think we've got better performances than the Chelsea United one. We were better against City and lost, so that tells you something about football, really and truly. But as you see, we're a young squad. We're still going to have these brain farts, and it's just about moving away from it because we are young, but we're old enough to learn, innit? Really and truly. DJ, I'm back. I said we would beat Chelsea and then get it to score first. Even won my bet when the fun stopped. Shout out to you, man. I mean, bring Darwin Núñez, man. I can't lie. I think Reece Nelson's done now. I want him to have a chance, but he's probably, like with Ainsley, as we were saying, it's probably best you go somewhere you're going to play consistently and you're going to do your thing. American Gooner, you're too nice, man. We need you to buy Arsenal Football Club. One love on behalf of everyone that gets gifted that. Community subs are out there. And also on that topic as well, Sneaks, if I haven't, I'm pretty sure I did, but thank you for the cheering and that, man. You're missing out if you're not on Twitch. I don't know for Basuma's case or why they're not onto Basuma. Haaland is a possibility. I'll take your word for it, broski. Exactly, he's a wing back, and even if you're a wing back, you still got to defend. It's like these defenders nowadays, these centre backs. You still got to be able to defend. It don't matter how good you are with your feet. Goalkeepers, you can be wavy with your feet. You still got to catch a ball. Like, as much as the game's developing, as much as Arsenal fans want to overcompensate, and depending on the season, they draw out or they praise him. No matter how much you got link up play and things like that, you need to score goals. Yeah, but he also scares us as well. And that's, you know what it is, pause. Tavares, them sort of man, you live by the sword, die by the sword. Sometimes they're going to be an asset. Sometimes they're going to stink up the place. It's as simple as that, in my opinion. I can't lie to you, man. It is what it is. If we give Elneny a new deal, we're finished. Bit harsh. Tavares moving like Trent without the passing, no defense. But I see the angle, but Trent actually thinks. Like, I just think my man plays on emotion. He's just there's a lovely randomness about him. But yeah, man. Are you playing Tavares against West Ham? Well, yeah, I'm normally the first to say move Saka to left back. I wouldn't do it in this game. There's no one else. There's no Tierney. The young tugs, them are not ready. I'd rather Tavares at this moment in time than Cedric. As I said, I think Tavares defensively, heart attack against United, slightly against Chelsea, but I just think Cedric against United found a way to be worse. If Tomiyasu is now ready, Tomiyasu right back, Tavares left back, Xhaka, chaperone that. Let's do it, man. He is out for it. But then again, players step up, man. You know, we can't get gassed off other teams losing players. We've just put on maybe not so much the best performances of the season, but definitely when we look back, and I need to do my May review as well for Arsenal, by the way. When we look back, two of our best results of the season have come without our three major players in terms of our build-up play and any of that. Has Stan Kroenke got anything to say after both wins? I don't know. You'd have to email him, my guy. I don't know him. I don't know, bro. And we need to improve depth because you could argue we ain't even got no centre backs. Very slyly, like slyest of ones. I know there's Saliba to come back next season, but this season, slyly, we ain't had no centre back. We're lucky Gabriel and Ben White are fit. I know there's Holding, but if a mad thing happens, we're looking at Granit to do a job. Maybe Elneny. You might have to pull someone else over there. Tomiyasu or something. Who plays right back then, you know? We sly got rid of Ainsley. Like, I'm not against anything, but we sly ain't got no left back because Ainsley's gone now. You know, we clipped our striker. We're slightly doing a madness in terms of depth this season. Very slightly, we've done a madness. Hey, man, you gotta love Arsenal, man. No one quite does mix and match like us. Fair play from a Tottenham fan. You guys are absolutely on fire. I don't know about on fire. But when you got the little chili, anything can happen, man. One love, man. I ain't gonna lie. I feel like I have to find praise for your team, but I can't, man. But hey, same. And again, that's why I'm scared. The thing is, it's not even a Tavares thing. It's like we're gonna have to. There's still a lot of fixtures to come, bro. Man, still gotta go Man's not Old Trafford. Man, still gotta go to Spurs, where they got 30 wingers. Still gotta go. But Newcastle's not gonna be easy. West Ham not gonna be easy. And the thing is, they are target. Think about it logically. I'm not trying to catch these players out. If you're Jadon Sancho, you look at Cedric like, yeah, I'm gonna rip you today. If you're Ralph Rangnick, if you're who's the Chelsea gaffer? Thomas Tuchel, bro. Like, you're gonna look and say, test them. Same way we said with the United fullbacks, bro. They have Deluded, they have Tellers. You saw it at the start of my live stream and preview. I said, if we don't ask questions, if we do not score, I'm gonna be very upset. And that's the thing. But then I'm not saying people don't do that with Tomiyasu, but if you look at Tomiyasu, you try rip him, it don't bang, it's done. You know, not only do you look at guys like Tavares and Cedric and think, yo, let's do this thing. When you actually do this thing and it happens once, you're going to do it again. You saw Sancho. Sancho was going down the line, going inside, doing little flicks and then just doing the basics. He was doing whatever he wanted. It's just, fortunately for us, Tavares has the last laugh because you got the skills, he scored, we got the 3 points. United fans turned into Arsenal fans where they're just cutting up skillers and that. Like, again, when Liverpool smacked us, but Pepe ran past Van Dijk. Great 3 points, that is. Crazy, man. Pablo Marie even went out on loan. See, I forgot him, man. You fancy Lokonga start against West Ham? Nah. I love for the super chat. Is it fair to say Elneny's been mismanaged? No? Nah, bro. Nah, cuz. Nah, bro. Dead that. 6 points out of 15 is why we cannot celebrate until the end, but you just love the team game by game regardless. Facts. Your advice is always not to get too excited or too disappointed, and that works wonders. Facts, my guy. Like, we can't get excited. I know football's emotion, of course. Like, well, we won 2 big games. We've just won games again. At top 4, top 6 is still a bait, but we got to remember, like, when we remove the emotion, bro, there's several things we can improve on across the last 180 minutes of football, and the obvious things you just said. DG, you think Xhaka plays better when the number 6 is next to him? To a degree. Xhaka's role seems to change game by game, innit? Really and truly. I don't know about the Elneny mismanaged thing, but no. I don't know about that. But yeah, man. Let's see some other because you know we've been delaying. Gabriel Jesus. We'll get into Arteta. I want to definitely go over Arteta's press conference as well. But Gabriel Jesus, Mitrovic, which for what it's worth, I don't buy that one. We've already spoken about Elneny. So yeah, I don't buy the Mitrovic ones for what it's worth. But let's start with Gabriel Jesus. Xhaka has turned his career around. Elneny has just hit his height. That's all. Can't expect more from that. But that's the thing where Elneny is fortunate because there's you know, there's no expectations. That mismanaged stun DJ, but I was lost, bro. I was lost. I can't cap. I was baffled. But anyways, to reiterate, apparently Manchester City's 4-goal hero Gabriel Jesus is wanted by Champions League chasing Arsenal, with the striker on Mikel Arteta's list of summer targets, and the Gunners believe the deal can be pulled off. I'm sanctioning it. Can play up front, can play on the wings. I would like another striker as well. He's got a year left on his deal. Pep, you know, you let them boy there down the road get 6 points off you. We could, if you gave us 6 points against you lot, we'd be laughing right now for Europe. So the least you can do is help us out and help your former Donny out where the transfers are concerned. You know, once again, he heard he was linked with, you know, he had literally identical Lacazette stats before this game. He said, yeah, I'm getting linked with Arsenal. Bro, I need to play better than that. He also said, I'm not Lacazette because I've got a hat-trick in the Premier League. And he's also made sure the score sheet ain't there. Really and truly. Would you take Origi at Arsenal? I mean, for the squad, yeah, but it's not really going to transform the thing, really. And the same, obviously, us and Liverpool are different, but the way Liverpool are using him is the same way I would be on using him. He'd get more minutes, but if he's not on a that thing, then it's a myth, really. But yeah, Jesus is wanted by Arsenal. It's a deal the Gunners believe can be completed with the 25-year-old Brazilian who has just a year left on his 5-year deal, expected to seek a move. We know we let Bearman leave. We know Lacazette and Eddie seem to be going out or going away. Apparently, the Arsenal boss knows all about Jesus' versatility, work rate, and attitude from his time as assistant at City, and preparations for the club's summer strategy are underway, which Edu kind of hinted. And I mean, it's not really groundbreaking. Every club's probably dotting I's and crossing T's, probably met with several players across Christmas, as you've seen with Edu. Telemans, Jonathan David, off the top of my head. We heard we're chatting with Gab Jesus for months. You know, it's nothing explanatory. One love, Twitch gang, for the hype train. You lot are doing the Lord's live on Twitch again as well. What's going on here? Bit weird. We're back again. Fair enough. Sorry, people. Just wanted to make sure there was no bandulu there. Our planning has been done. It has already reached the owners, said Edu. So yeah, we'll have to see. Allegedly, you know, Jesus has spoken on his own future, people. He remains quiet. And again, City have a lot to play for. Arsenal is still trying to play for fourth. You know, Gabriel, there's probably a bag of clubs. It doesn't help anybody talking about this, you know. Gabriel Jesus said, and it's about being respectful to your teammates and current job as well. And just keep all of that. Like, I would leave that to my agent, leave that to the media. I just want to focus on what I'm doing, really. I think it's not the time to think about this. I think you expected me to say this, but it's true. Now is the best moment of the season. I want to enjoy it, to keep focused on my team, with my teammates, to fight for the Premier League. I won it with my teammates 3 times, and I know how that feels, and I want to have that feeling again. And then, of course, we have the tough game on Tuesday against Real Madrid, a tough opponent, and that is my focus. And he said, it's not just me. Everyone's going to say I want to play. We have a lot of good strikers, wingers, and forwards. So yes, everyone wants to play. That's the challenge. You have to keep focused on the game, and then when you get that opportunity, you have to try to do your best. Where is it? Is it here? Again, I'm not subscribed to the Telegraph, people, but apparently Arsenal are monitoring Gabriel Jesus' situation closely as they attempt to sign him. Arsenal can offer him the opportunity to become the club's poster boy. I don't mind that. Come to the club, man. I would like poster men at this team. You know, Saka, Smith Rowe, all of that, all of them sort of things there. So I'm all for Gabriel Jesus. You know what we should do as well? We should probably just type his name in again, see if there's any update. I can't imagine this one. But once again, as we spoke about yesterday, check out that stream. Apparently, Arsenal have been chatting to him for months. So, boy, I don't know. I don't think we're the only target. I understand, you know, what Arsenal used to be. Mikel Arteta is working with him before the youth project. You could be one of the most senior players. The fact is, you're only 25, and you're probably, I wouldn't say you're not a senior player at City, but for obvious reasons, you're probably not. 25, you know, you've had to grow up a lot as a young player in the spotlight. You know, you've been capped 54 times for Brazil, played won 3 Premier League titles, and 4 domestic cups. So there's a wealth of experience, and there's a bunch of reasons to sign for us. But at the same time, if I'm him, but you're going to be going into a very different scenario. You know, you join City. If we're ever going to get to City, we need to do what City did with the Pellegrinis, the Mark Hugheses, all the levels they went up. So you're going to come here and see everything done differently. I'm not sure at 25 if this is the right place, but at 25, it could be. You come here, feel important again. You could still get a move to the bigger clubs then. So it is what it is, people. There's something to consider. There's everything to consider. And you indirectly have to question his ambition, people. Arsenal, once again, have reportedly held talks with his representatives over a summer move. So, yeah, it is what it is, people. And Edu allegedly knows him, you know, having worked with Brazil as well. He works very hard. He's only 19, but he's very focused to do his job and focused to play well. So he lives as a professional. And for me, he can be very successful in the Premier League. So, yeah, and he does come across as a family man. And Arteta seems to be a stickler for them people that live for football. So that's what we need, people, really, really and truly. I'm all for that. So, yeah, Jesus, we'll have to see how that one there develops. Away from that. So, yeah, he's remained quiet on his future. Let's close that. We've already spoken about Elneny. Elneny. Sorry, folks. Where's the rest? I mean, the Victor Osimhen one, I don't think anyone's here for it. We've been linked with Thuram and also Mitrovic people. As I said, I don't see us buying Mitrovic. He bagged a lot in the Championship. Did he do it the last time he was in the Prem? I don't know, but he's having a fantastic season. I think he's got Championship Player of the Season. Obviously, Fulham need to hold on to him if they are to stand any chance of survival next season. He is a physical powerhouse. He can score goals as shown in the Championship. From what I remember of him in the Premier League, he was a physical handful. And ironically, he was already at Newcastle. But for what it's worth, Arsenal and Newcastle are monitoring the situation of Mitrovic. Now, monitoring doesn't necessarily mean going for him. If we're looking at strikers, then we're going to be looking for strikers in the Championship. He's going to be one that's on a spreadsheet. Doesn't mean you're going to go for him. I'm not for it for what it's worth. But yeah, he's fired them to promotion. He's 27. He got 41 goals and he's currently got 41 goals, 7 assists in 40 games, people. That's a madness. So I don't think it's going to happen. I think he's going to stay at Fulham. He's going to take big money. And the money that he signed a new deal until 2026. The money that they're going to want, you might as well just go for the talents that are of a higher class, man. Brazy, man. It's going to be brazy. It's going to be brazy. It's going to be brazy. So I don't know what to read there. We've also been linked with Marcus Thuram as well because for whatever reason, Arsenal, Chelsea and Tottenham transfer boost with Borussia Mönchengladbach looking to sell Thuram for a bargain this summer, people. According to The Athletic, Gladbach are willing to sell Thuram in the upcoming summer market for a bargain price. He's out. His contract is up in 2023. And to be fair, if we could get him for a decent fee, why not? Allegedly, Chelsea wanted him, but had reservations about dealing with his representative. So maybe that's something that we need to leave away. So I don't know, man. He'd be calm for the squad, but there's other things we should be doing, if I'm completely honest. So make of that what you will, people. That's Mitrovic, Gabriel Jesus rumors for you guys. This is probably only coming out because of his performance and Arsenal's league position. Of course, Of course they want to offload Maguire, but it probably ain't going to happen. I mean, we'd love Frankie de Jong, but you're going to need big boy P's. Leno has saved bare times. Leno doesn't want to be on the bench, man. And I'm cool with Ramsdale. So, yeah, Leno, leave with your head held high. Go and make sure you get in the German squad by playing on a regular basis. Gnabry to Arsenal wouldn't mind that at all. Dead food, fam. What do you think of Gakpo? Bring him. Bring him. Would rather go for Tony than Mitrovic. Man said, bin him off the spreadsheet. If Man City, is willing to let Jesus go, that tells me he's not a marquee player. But you don't have to be a marquee player. We just need good players. Half the guys we bought last summer, are they marquee players? I just want the good guys. Good footballer first. I'd rather Nkunku. I like Martial, but he seems battered and bruised, man. I have a dream. Word to Martin Luther King, man. And one thing I do want to do, I want to go over Mikel Arteta's press conference as well. We have not done that, people. Where I said we'd do it yesterday, we didn't. 156 likes. If you've hit the like button, then God bless you lot. Thank you very much. Keep running up that one, please, people. Let's get into the press conference as well, because I have not read Mikel Arteta's press conference. I thought what Piers Morgan has had to say, man. These so-called Arsenal fans. I mean, bro, the guy hacks dead people's phones and shit, man. He's a scumbag. Fuck him. Someone said Jesus is a B-Tech Lacazette. He can't be. Like, he's got more goals than him. He's a big man for Lacazette. Like, Benzema's about 3 years older than Lacazette. If I didn't say that and you looked at Benzema and Lacazette, who do you think's the older player? Lacazette's been elite in his newfound formation of substitute / fan, professional fan. I love Lacazette, but yeah, man, these bare hot and cold duns at this club. Let's see exactly what the gaffer has said. I'll take Gab Jesus. David would cost like 50 mil, Brazy. Yeah, Tavares scares everyone, man. Probably scares us more than opponents. Xhaka seems to put things together at the right time, but he's not good enough in my opinion, and he needs to be gone. But hey, just down to him to prove you wrong, innit? Mikel Arteta on the win. Xhaka, Tomiyasu, and top four. My gaffer, rattling United legends and that. Telling him get in his technical area. Fuck off, mate. This the Emirates. We'll step where we want. on his assessment of the game, I think it was a roller coaster game. Sorry, I'm reading ahead, people. Sorry, it was a roller coaster game. I think it was a phenomenal game for the spectators. I need to zoom in because this writing is brave through Gazy, but yeah, I think it was a phenomenal game for the spectators and the fans. For us, it was a bit of a roller coaster. We wanted to start the game really quick, which we did, really fast, which we did, dominating them, which we did, creating issues, very vertical, and we managed 25 were the best for me. We scored 2 goals, facts. But then that moment when they scored straight after our second goal, trust, it left us a little bit cold and insecure to how to react. And that's true. And that's happened a couple of times. So in hindsight, we've reacted well. That's just something to bear in mind. So we had a period of 5 to 10 minutes where we weren't really clear on what to do and we were trembling. And that's where Arteta can't help you. The players have to work things out themselves on the field, every one of them. At the start of the second half, again, we had some problems to occupy some spaces that they are really good at, and they have so much quality to exploit. When they missed their penalty and we made the change in shape and scored the goal, I think that's where we won it. On Granit Xhaka's relationship with the fans, I was dreaming of that because he deserves it. If every fan or every individual spent 5-10 minutes with Xhaka, or even 2 is enough, they understand the person that he is, the professional that he is, and how much he cares about the club. But the history was there. And now as well, I think he made a risky move when he completely opened up and expressed his feelings. I mean, to be honest with you, that's probably one of the best things he's done. Hindsight as well, because it's made what I think is footballers don't look human enough. Like Eddie, I can relate to him for obvious reasons, but from hearing him, it's like hearing my boys chat, you know. I'm not against Granit Xhaka, but that probably mended relationships. People might have liked the honesty of Lacazette. Any of them young players, you know, it's getting to the end of the season. If you want to be interviewed on DG, hit me up. But and on that, the history was there, and he did make a risky move. But as well, he has done that because now he's prepared. He's feeling that environment is going to protect him. He feels loved at the club, and the response, I think, was great. So thank you to everyone, to the fans, to show that dedication to him, because I know how much that means to him. He then went on to say, pardon me, on Xhaka, well, that we needed some balance in everything that we do, especially with the characters and personalities that are in the team, with the youth and academy players that we're bringing in, with the signings that we made, with the qualities that we had. So how we can interact, how that restoration can start to build what we want on both on and off the field. And Xhaka, in my opinion, was a key role. He was going to have a key leadership role to achieve what we wanted. On what is going to be decisive in the final games, I don't know, because today was decisive when you have total control of the match. See what's happened when you score goals versus possession and expected goals. Who knows? You get 3 points. Ronaldo comes in out of nothing and with Gabby and manages to score a goal. Then Bruno Fernandes missed their penalty. Then Xhaka scores. I think no one in this room would because he's done it twice before. This is the beauty of the game. And these things, I don't control them. I'm not trying to control them. But what I see is and the connection that we have in that stadium with them is phenomenal and gives us a real chance and makes me believe that we can do it. On Xhaka's comments on needing to be mentally strong, I mean, you need to be mentally strong. And he's right. I really did like Xhaka's comments. He basically said we've got to be a bit more street smart. We're conceding silly goals. Yes, but it's very difficult to do it. Sometimes you're winning, you're aware of it, but the game is taking you. And physically, it was a huge game to play at Stamford Bridge after 3 defeats. Arteta, I hear that, but this is the territory we aspire to be in. It's only going to get worse next season where we have multiple games. Like West Ham are playing in Europa League this week when we play them. So everything has accumulated there. You have to play 2 days here at 12:30, but they managed to do it. To come with a victory against that. Worried after 3 defeats. I worry even when we win. So imagine after defeats, it was over. It was 1-2, the Brighton game, and then especially the second half against Crystal Palace, the Brighton game, and especially the Southampton game. We didn't deserve to lose. Yes, we did. We did deserve to lose. We didn't create enough. We didn't really push the ball out. Yeah, we turned up the pressure in the second half. We deserve to lose, you know. Very rarely, you know, obviously you can be hard done by in football, but we could not leave that Southampton pitch knowing we left everything. Regardless of what happened with Chelsea and United, we did stupid things that conceded goals, but we could have said we did. So I don't quite believe that. We definitely didn't deserve anything out of Brighton or Southampton or Crystal Palace. We just have to accept that and hold that, really. Much like United fans have to hold losing to us. You said you don't win nothing with kids. We might not win anything, but we won 2 games in it. But yeah, man, we don't deserve to lose, but this is the game and we have to focus in what we do and what we want to do, and not get too down or too excited after winning, because it's about having balance and understanding who we are with our strength and of course with our big weakness. On Tavares' performances, we have to help him. He needs to go through these experiences to understand, okay, what triggered that moment when you go from here to there, and give him support. We know, I've said this many times, the bill that you have to pay with these players is that they are never experienced this, so they are going to make mistakes. But they're there on the pitch, and let's give them the support because they need it. On if the top 4 races between us, West Ham, Man moves. Because if United go and win 3 games in a row, Arsenal go back to losing ways, and Spurs keep dropping points, what he said then, there's nothing in it. I don't know. This changes so quickly, but my belief is that we're going to give a real go. We can win football matches, but the margins are very small, and that's why Arteta, we can't just sit there and say we deserve to win against Southampton, because we weren't. You know, the small margin for me is the 44th minute, just before half time, we've not scored. The small margins would be 20 minutes in, Saka and Martinelli have had great chances and not put the ball in the back of the net. Those are small margins. Today is defined by small margins, so everything has to be there to take the game where we want to at the end of 95 minutes. On Tomiyasu's return, I think he deserved that reception from the fans. He's been through a difficult period in the last few months, but if you see him work every day and how he comes and how excited he was to get back, and the amount of, it was the right thing to do with him, and hopefully he's back permanently now. You know, I hear what everything else that has been done. I want to just see 30 players now. I don't, yeah, man. I think I'm tired of seeing certain things at fullback, if I'm honest. On if the North London derby could decide top 4, it could be a crucial game. Let's see what happens before that, where both teams are. But of course, that head-to-head game is going to be really, really important. He then said, "This is why we're here, to play big matches, and that can define big moments, and that's the beauty of the game." Bukayo Saka. Bukayo was struggling even the first half of the match, but he really wanted to do it. So he had a big knock the other night, and as soon as this, he was struggling. So let's see how he is. And next season, you want to see more depth, because I do think, you know, we do need to look after, wrap these lads in cotton wool. Smith Rowe, Saka, Martinelli to a degree as well. The fans are playing the game with you, man. And he then said as well, our people, again, the atmosphere they created, thank you so much to all of them to come here and help the team. Because today, after 2 games of recovery against Stamford Bridge, the players weren't at their best physically to do it. And that energy was crucial, in my opinion. And big up the initiatives as well, people. Big up Granit Xhaka. Big up the Ashburton army as well for what they did with, you know, in general. And big up everyone in and around the ground, and not just there, man. Come on, regardless of winning, losing, or drawing, we can speculate about how it's being done, but one thing I've liked this season, there's just something to fucking believe in again, man. Like, still a bit disillusioned. Big up Nuno, though. Got his first goal for the club. Done his thing. We won, and I got my first goal. It was amazing. We started very hard. We wanted to put pressure on United, and we got it. Now we are closer to achieve our objective. It's the most important. Now we are 5 closer to winning the game, and then we did it on Xhaka scoring. So with that, that puts an end to the press conference, people. So yeah, man, we just have to go again. Yeah, there's just nothing. What else can you say? You just have to go again. Really. 197 likes, people. Keep running that up. I don't think I missed a super chat, and if I did, apologies, but this mismanagement thing, no, bro. Like, he ain't been mismanaged. I wouldn't say that's where he's concerned. I don't think Elneny has been mismanaged. We'd love Adeyemi, but yeah, isn't he going to Dortmund? Wasn't that common belief? Alfie and Erling in Monaco to wrap up deal to City. Don't be surprised if next week you have Jesus confirmed. Boy. Just joined, so might have missed it, but I'm scared of this talk about Abraham. Sorry, but I know he's had good games, but I think he's clumsy and always looks like his legs get tangled. Dead food. I hear that. No, what? That was yesterday's news, and there's no resurfacing links, but Arteta does seem to want him. I'd rather Tammy than Dominic Calvert-Lewin if they're both available for the same price. But yeah, I'm not really against it, or it's not moving mountains. But then again, a lot of the signings we made weren't moving mountains. Crazy stuff, man. And then don't forget, on this day in 2004, Spurs got to see a Premier League trophy as we won the league at White Hart Lane. My primary school life and whatnot was great. Happy birthday to Varane, you know, Conference League Varane. I see it's his birthday today. Arsenal say thank you for your missed kick of the ball. Don't know when you would have learned that at Real Madrid or they would part with it, but fair play. Thank you very much. It's nice to obviously, you know, Arsenal defeated Manchester Red 3-1 and that. So yeah, man. Don't seem like there's anything else in the world of football either, people. Been managed calm, man. I mean, that's not the hill to down. There's players in our squad you could say have been mismanaged. I don't think Mohamed Elneny is one of them. Let me see if there's anything new going on in the world of football. Paul Scholes crying. We've already looked at that. Well, Pablo Mari, you know, he's going to have to come back next season. Does seem like there's 1-2 other bits and pieces, but I don't know if I believe any of these things, people. You know, on Pablo Mari. Hi, G1, how you doing? Did your team win on the weekend? It will be difficult. Director wants Arsenal player next season will make great effort. And to be honest, he's contracted until 2024. It's probably best he goes over there and we get another loan fee and stuff. But you see what happens when you make costly signings. It's not just big money, Pepe's, Lacazette's and things. It's signing shit, man, putting them on big wages, and then you're unable to flog them. Like, no one believed in Murray. I don't think Arteta, Edu, none of them. You tried to do the stopgap thing. It didn't bang. Like, it really didn't bang. You know, he's not convinced. But he's doing his thing at Udinese. Apparently, the sporting director at the Italian club said Maria is an Arsenal player. It's already unusual for such a player to come to Udinese. Not because we don't deserve it, but in general, the path is the opposite. It'll be difficult to keep him, but we'll try. Come on, man. Hopefully, we can try as well, man. Try to let you stay there. Arsenal have entered the race to sign Noel Molina from Udinese. So why not? You know, again, he's not the worst of fullbacks. He's quite decent. I'm not going to sit here and say when man are talking about fullbacks, I'm saying him, but he's, you know, if you can get some peas or do a swap deal for Marie Serie A, apparently they're demanding 30 million euros. And again, assuming Marie would cut his wages. You want to take Cedric as well? And it just gone on to say we've been linked with Spence and that, man. Mitrovic is not a Prem player. Well, next season, technically he will, you know, because he's there with Fulham, ain't he? So technically he will be. Don't let him come back, man. You know, don't let him come back. You see what happens when you play Gabriel and Ben White, you know, against Lukaku, he does nothing. Certain men are playing with their hair and shit when Lukaku's trying to score. And Chelsea are shameless because they kept spinning that Lukaku goal. I haven't seen a damn thing by Chelsea relating to that. Are we still linked with João Felix? I haven't seen. Sad to see Jesus leave City. Very underrated player and has great work ethic. Bring him to the carpet, man. Bring him to the carpet, man. Come to the carpet. You can be appreciated here. Well, Arsenal, and you could not be involved for most of the season. You play 2 decent games, and the same fans that were saying get rid of players like that or would have had you in the need to go will talk about giving you a new deal. So if you want to be appreciated, you know, come to this club. Big him up. On that note, though, people, I can't lie, it's lunchtime. Don't forget, I'm going to be on Twitch at 4:30. We're playing Football Manager. I'll be back at 10 a.m. on Twitch to talk real life football. 10 a.m., 11:30. Again, do not forget, people, it's Champions League across Twitch and YouTube. Do not forget, tomorrow, Wednesday, is Champions League settings. Thursday, you've got Chelsea United. Watch alongs for all of that, man. Oh, the bars on the floor. Marie shit, man. I don't know about Pablo Mari being better than Gabriel, so I guess that's my cue to cut in it, people. So yeah, one love for you lot that have been on Twitch and YouTube. We've done quite a marathon. I'm gonna be back at 4:30. One love for you lot tuning in. I don't know why you would, in case you're a smart guy, I don't know why you would disrespect your brain cells and ever think Pablo Mari is better than Gabriel. But fair play, man. On that note, I'm going to eat and go gym, people, and I'll see you like 4:30. You lot stay blessed, take care. Most importantly, attack whatever goals, hopes, dreams, ambitions, aspirations you've got for this week. And yeah, man, it is what it is.
There's always just that active red line defending. I think it's like.